So everyone's returned back to normal after all those adventures that we had with Overhaul, but there's some actual nice little things about this chapter that I kind of like and all that. It's like a more like down-to-earth like chapter with a lot of Class 1A kind of returning, and there was some really nice little moments that we got in this one, and set up especially for Todoroki and Bakugo for definitely a next week. So one thing straight away that we learned out, like from what happened to Gran Torino, is yeah, they got out of there as soon as fucking possible. Although they got the shit kicked out of them when they were trying to grab like, one of the villains as well out of there, because it's like, look, we are just not gonna deal with that thing right now. We are leaving it out there. They see like there's a chunk missing out of the mountain. It's like, fuck that. Not like Gran Torino's putting its hands up saying that is not my fucking problem. That is stealing something else. Obviously it's not the word he phrased, but it might as well be, because seriously shows that we might need to take care of this guy at some point, because he's a serious threat, and if one all comes back, then he's gonna be a bit of the problem for there. One thing that like especially like was a nice thing about this chapter, because they did do a little bit of kind of like a couple days like skipped around where it's like, oh, Deku's kind of like more just tired out and bummed out, obviously with the whole recent event of just Midnight coming back, but this is like the first time that like a bunch of the people like was able to come back. Like, well, we was able to finally get like Uraraka, Tsuyu, like Deku and Kirishima finally came back from like the hospital, and like every single one of Class A was like, holy shit, yo, you guys alright? Like, you know, let's just try and check on them and everything, because it was like, this is the first real time that they've been able to talk to him properly, and Deku's still, like, he's still really bummed out about it. Like, you can still see it about him. He's like, he looks like he's been through shit, but he's like, I just got, like, considering what Mirio's going through and everyone else, he's like, he got it off, like, better than most people. He's like, I'm gonna be alright, you know, just give me a little bit of, like, breathing room here. And one thing that was interesting is that Uraraka was like, I can't help, but there's something I feel like I should have done something, which was like kind of like really interesting around there, because it's like Eraser is like, look, no, like, you did everything you could, like, man, and all that. The responsibility lies, like, at the end of the day, he's like, at the end of the day, you're a student. Like, you can't like put it all on your head. You're not even like a full fucking fledged like hero yet, so like, don't worry about it. Like, just honestly, like, after everything is, and she's just there, and it's like, personally, and this is the thing, I know a lot of people are Uraraka fans. Personally, like, out of all the characters, like, she can be annoying a lot of the time, but this was kind of nice to her, where she's like, she's looking at herself, and she's like, I need to improve. I want to save people, which is like, for once, she isn't thinking about money. She's thinking about people. She's putting people ahead, not just I need to get a better career, a better job and all that, and be, you know, well known as soon as possible. Like, so that was a nice little thing for her, like, in this chapter. And one that I felt like, which I wanted a lot to see, was Kirishima and, like, Mino. Like, that was like, alright, like, because, like, he's clearly, Kirishima's like, it's like, cause his whole thing with, like, back in the day with, like, how he felt fucking useless, and now when we get to see Mina, and he's like, you doing alright, man? Like, cause Kirishima went through a bunch of shit in this arc as well. Like, him and Fat Gun trying to take on one of the Overhaul's lackeys, and it gave him a fucking beating. Like, he was beaten down to a pulp. Like, and he's like, the reaction to him was like, I've got a long way to go. Like, that was this interesting thing where it's like, oh, he's kind of being honest about it, but it seems like as well, like, how she's kind of like talking about it is like, I see, like, you know, she kind of like plays it off, but I feel like she cares a bit about him, because like, I feel like with especially these two and all that, they do have a little bit of history for the most part. Also, they used to go to the same middle school if I remember correctly, but I feel like, you know, later on down the line there's going to be a moment in, like, maybe Kirishima's line where he's like, he's going to be the one, like, who's actually defending someone this time. And he's like, no, I'm going to be, like, protecting her. Right, in some similar situation to repay back, you know. Because at the end of the day, he does, like, I feel like he does, like, look up to her a little bit. And he's like, I need to be like her, where she'll just step in immediately back in the day. And it's like, and I kind of wish that Mina saw him a little bit, because it was like, I'm not gonna lie, that was like, Kirishima had like one of the best moments in the arc, honestly. Like, and that's the thing, like, you can clearly see a lot of people are really liking him now, because he's one of the most, like, popular characters, I believe now. I believe, like, it was Bakugo that won, And then after that, it was Deku and Todoroki. And then right then, I think he was fourth. Because a bunch of the characters that are being focused on this arc, surprise, surprise, they're some of the characters that are the most popular. So, like, this is, like, around about the last couple, like, when the anime came out, I think that's when Kirishima got, like, a lot more popular. And it was like, oh shit, let's have an arc, like, kind of dedicated to him. And I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of little hinting as well about that pairing. I think, if anything, they're trying to, like, give a little pair to, like, Mina and, like, Kirishima. So it's like, alright, you know, do that and all that. You want to be at that? Sure. And, of course, Bakugo being a salty little piece of shit. Like, I say that, but I love him, because he's just like, man, fuck this. Like, at the end of the day, he has his own way of saying, at least they're alright, fuck it. But then again, both him and Todoroki have got their exams, literally, like, for their provisional license tomorrow. So it's like, we've got things on our minds. Like, we can't just, like, always keep saying, man, fuck you, Deku, but all of them didn't seem to have a good night's sleep. A lot of them were, like, just really shitty, and not to mention, like, throughout this as well, like, when they meet up with, like, All Might, they go and talk to the guy, and it's like, oh, by the way, you're being stopped immediately, All Might, because Endeavor wants to talk to you. He say, look, I need to have a word with you right now. We need to have a serious talk. I mean, yeah, thanks for looking after my kid, but fuck that. Like, we need to have a good chat. And I just, like, I love that, like, the fucking Mike dude's like, right, I'm off to get a coffee. Fuck this. It's like, I ain't dealing with this. You two do you. So, overall, with, like, kind of the ending of the chapter, we get those guys come back from, like, I believe, Shiketsu? Like, I think, like, Shiketsu High, like, I was like, oh, it's these guys again. We hadn't seen these in, like, over a year. And I was like, and the one girl that I believe was Himiko, which was, Kami. Like, I believe that was her name. Like, Kami was, now, the thing is, if I remember, like, going back on that, this is, I think this is the real Kami. This isn't, like, Himiko, because they were saying, like, she's, like, if I remember right when, like, the first couple of chapters when they were introduced, they were saying, oh, Kami, you're acting a little bit weird today. I wonder what's going on. Like, and I feel like now it's like, oh, you're learning a little bit different. So, I don't think this is Himiko. I don't think, like, this is just the normal version of her, like, from what we get to see so far. But, you know, you never know. They could pull a fast one on her, but personally, I feel like this, like, they would have been, like, we already know who the fuck that is. I feel like they would have been a little bit more sly about it, but, like, overall, yeah, like, pretty much the chapter ends and it's like, oh, Todoroki's gonna have to deal with that guy again, like, it was like, kind of his pseudo-rival, and then also as well, we're gonna see Kami again, and that other guy, like, that weirdo that had the, like, the fucking, his arms going around and shit like that, so it's like, oh, let's go and deal with these fuckers overall, but, I mean, for the chapter itself, like, I feel like it's the same thing as I said last week, where it's like, the finale of it was like, it's not the greatest stinger in the world. It's like, oh, we're gonna go and do our provisional license to take on, like, these kind of guys, but I'm more curious to see some of them, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't mind, like, Todoroki's rival. I thought he was alright, like, for the most part. Kami, like, I mean, maybe we'll be able to see, like, a proper quirk this time, because it was Himiko in disguise, so overall, yeah, we're gonna see that, and overall, it's, like, adding to a little bit thing. I don't know if we're gonna see too much with Endeavor. I would like to see, like, what him and All Might have to talk about, but I feel like it's gonna pan off and, like, All Might's gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake, why am I having this chat right now? It's like I got students to take care of. But I feel like, if anything, it was the same thing with, like, last week's, where it added a lot more with other characters. Like, considering, like, me, I'm not an Uraraka fan. She had a great moment in this chapter, and same thing, like, I like Kirishima a lot, like, and I feel like it was a nice thing to have him and Mina kind of, like, talk like that. I would have preferred if they actually had a full-on talk about the whole situation, but maybe that might come down the line, and I feel like that's going to show, like, you know, he's like, that confidence issue he was having so long, it's finally, you know, it's finally going away, and, like, I kind of appreciated that, and not to mention, it's like, Bakugo and Todoroki, it's like, we've got our own problems as well. Like, we can't just keep focusing on, Deku's being a little bit grouchy today. Like, no, like, they've got their own things to deal with. So it's like, I kind of like that. It isn't all just about the main character. People have their own personal deals. Guess what? When you're a teenager, you stress out about a lot of things, right? That's just how it is when it comes to the territory. Like, there's a lot of pressure on you. Overall, I think it was a decent chapter. Again, a little slow at some parts, but if anything, I think definitely it was like it's setting up a few things. I will say the stinger again, like, was like, a little weak at the end, like, if anything. So it's like, and overall, it's like, I mean, this, like, Shiketsu High, I'm like, they're alright. I'm more interested with Cammy, though. Like, I want to see, like, you know, what's her actual quirk this time, and whether or not they might try and pull a fast one again, saying, oh, this is Himiko again. But I personally don't think that's, I think that's a real him. Like, I think that's a real Cammy here. I don't think that's, like, the Himiko. But overall, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. And that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.